topic will be owning your skills. The topic will be owning your skills for profit. Miss Eunice, can we have you now? The floor. You have the floor,
Yeah,
ma.
good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma.
I hope you can all hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
All right, so in this section, we'll be talking about owning your skill for profit. Even from my slide, you would realize that this is a journey of growth, and then it gradually grows to become something big. And that is what every individual should plan to achieve in life, such that whatsoever you find your hands doing at a particular time, you ensure that it follows a due process of growth, and then eventually it becomes something big. Realize that this is actually scriptural. Of course, we are all spiritual beings, and so we should live our lives in accordance to the will of God, and this should apply or be applicable to all strata of our lives. So as a core member or as a prospective core member, you should have a plan in your mind that, okay, if I do not have a skill at this point in my life, I should try to pick up a skill, and then start to grow in that path. You don't have to be haphazard in your pursuit when it comes to acquiring a skill. And this applies to your career, just like the former facilitator taught us about your career. You should also be deliberate about your skill. You should not pick up a skill in UI UX today because everybody is saying women in tech, women is like, this is the in thing in town. And then in the next 2 years, you feel like, tailors are the guys in town now, let me move into tailoring. You notice that you would, in one way or the other, affect your growth process because you are not in tune to a particular path of career or skill acquisition. And so that is why we are encouraging every core member, we are encouraging current core members to be consistent in their skill set. And that is why you have to pick a skill and develop in it. So what exactly is skill acquisition? So skill acquisition is the art of learning to do something in order to earn a living or survive. It is not far-fetched. You don't even need anybody to tell you that you need to learn a skill in this current economy. Not even about Nigeria, wherever you find yourself. If you truly want to make value, you want to be someone who solves problem, then you have to be handy. There should be something you have to offer. There should be something you are handing to the table. If you're a woman, for you to even venture into a relationship or to become married, because as a woman you have this marriage thing, you're in most women generally want to get married, want to start your family. But even if you start a family, there should be something you have to offer beyond giving birth to children. And acquiring a skill would give you a leverage over a whole lot of things. It will make you useless. People around you will know that you're a person of value. They know that there is something you have to offer. Your husband know that you have something to offer. In your working place, you have something to offer. In the church of God, you have something to offer. You have a skill set that when you are not in the church, people know that, no, this brother is not in church. Why? Because nobody is projecting. There is nobody to project. Why? You have something you are giving to the church of God. Or this sister is not in this setting, probably a group of friends, and it's looking like everywhere is so dull. Why? Because nobody to bring life to it. And so it is expedient, it is important for you to acquire a skill. In fact, you don't need anybody to tell you that you need to acquire a skill. In this century, if you've not acquired a skill at this point, I don't want to be too harsh. Please, you just have to find something doing. And that is why we bless God for NYC. It's like a 1 year of rebooting of strategizing. If somebody actually forced you to study chemistry, forced you to study a particular course, communication and language arts, or whatsoever course you studied in school, this 1 year has been given for you to say, okay, I studied mechanical engineering, but I have passion for Barbie. I know somebody will be like, Barbie, Barbie, my brother in the Lord and my sister. When you learn that skill, no matter how bad it sounds, if you are very skilled in it, it can take you places. Have you ever thought of who actually take pictures of Buhari? This guy is a photographer, and then he enjoys whatsoever the president enjoys. He travels the way because you have to keep a documentary of his life. This guy is just a photographer, but the fact that he's a photographer to the president makes him enjoy everything a president would have enjoyed. He has the connection, he has this, he has that. The same thing applies to whoever is sewing the clothes of the president. Okay, you are educated, that's a leverage, but you should also have a skill. Why do you need this skill? It's simple: to earn a living and to survive. So why should I acquire a skill? Why acquire a skill? Learning a skill or learning how to monetize an existing skill can help you land new opportunities. The truth is, if we start opening slides now, it will look too theoretical. Let me use myself as an example. I'm not the best, but I know that I'm a person of value. I'm not proud. This is not about being proud. I know what I can offer. I've worked in organizations. I've been faced with challenges, and I was able to solve them. Those experiences, those challenges have built me over the years. So when I talk about some things and when I talk from experience, it's not from the place of pride, it's from the place of experience. So as an undergraduate, I started the journey into graphic design. So that was a journey. And then as a student, I was already earning. I have to be sincere. Apart from the money I actually get from home, 2Ks, as a US student, you just get the alert. Ping, 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 ping. I was the prayer coordinator, but I was still doing my graphic design gigs. Once I'm not doing my academic jobs or studies, I put on my system and I start designing. So I was able to grow this skill. When I started, I was an amateur, but because I had a mentor then, I opted in for a competition. I won the first competition. I won the second competition, not because I was good. I was in fact an amateur, but because I had a mentor. So I would like to actually bring this in. It might not be part of the slide, but it's like my experience. So I had somebody to always look up to. Sir, look at this, okay, do it this way. You don't just design, you have to present it, you have to give them the idea behind whatsoever you are doing. You have to be confident about this. And I did all that. I submitted my application and boom, I won the competition. It was not easy. It was not even my whole idea, but because I had a mentor. So I would advise you that in whatever skill set you are aspiring to learn, it's not too late. You can start from social media. If you want to become a graphic designer, I'm a graphic designer, and I think it's easier for me to use that as an example. I'm not just a graphic designer, I'm a photographer. I do motion graphics, I'm into video editing. I'm saying this not because I'm the best. I have a whole lot of mentors. I have people I look up to. But of course, I know I'm better than some people, right? Because I've started a journey. So you can go online. The former speaker talked about your online footprint. There are a whole lot of professionals out there who have an online footprint. Just check them. top graphic designer in Lagos, in Nigeria, the graphic designer for just check ad agencies. Start following their social media page. The truth is, what you see inspires you. It inspires how you conceptualize ideas. The reason why some people think in certain ways because of the society they find themselves over the time. You will notice that someone who has been in the United States for like 5 years and whoever had been in Nigeria, their thinking pattern would have changed. There's no miracle in that. It's because one person is saying in a system that works and the other person is saying in a system that does not work. A government that don't care about people, they just want to do what they want. And then there is this other society that your basic amenities are intact. As a graphic designer, you need electricity, you need this, you need that. If you were outside the country, gem is not an option, it's not something you should be looking for. But in Nigeria, you are not sure about the electricity. So what am I trying to say? Build a community for yourself. Who are you following on your Instagram? Are just following people who are faster than you? No. Okay, I want to be a barber. Start following barbers on Instagram. Start following them on your social media, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn. If there are barbers there anyways, but Instagram, of course, or tailors, you get inspired each time you log in. You see nice concepts. You're like, wow, how did this person, how on earth were you able to do this? And once you start seeing all of this, it starts to inspire you. You have mentors, and then after a while, those you should actually have a mentor you can communicate with. You can call some of these people. There are some people that actually do mentoring right now. Tola Alabi is a good graphic designer. You can sign up for his mentoring class, and then he starts giving you advice such that you will not fall into the mistake you made 5 years, 6 years ago, and then your journey to becoming successful becomes faster. The truth is, I won't tell you that it is easy. In fact, it is difficult. But with God and determination, things will work out. And do you know the reason why I'm saying this? Because it's something that has happened to me over and over again. Okay, but let me just quickly give an example. Of course, let's use a practical session. I attended this retreat before we went on service, and that was the first time I heard about community development projects. I want you to see it in light of skill acquisition. Of course, I'm also going to give example in that regard, but I think this is actually is a good example. So I already lost it in my mind that I was going to carry out a community project because I already had an information. And over the years, and okay, it's not years, over the months, weeks, days, I started calling the facilitator for that particular program. Okay, ma, what did you do? So he started advising me. At some point, I guess I was not the only one disturbing her. She created a group for us. She started giving us documents, this and that. You have to do this, you have to do this. Have you gone to your LGI? Have you done this? Have you done that? And at some point, I faced difficulties because people were like, what personal CDs are you doing? And I had to redeploy to Lagos. So it was even quite difficult because doing that in Lagos, everybody, no Lagos life now. Everybody is doing one thing or the other. It's not Kaduna or one rural area. So, but because of the advice I've gotten and the training I've gotten from her, I started writing a proposal. I had a proposal on ground. So my twin sister invited me for a program, a relays program. So I just went there casually. It was a casual event, so I went there. But I have my proposal with me. Anybody I meet, I'm Oshuni Bikende Eunice, I'm a core member in Lagos State. I'm carrying out a personal CDS. I went to a whole lot of companies in Lagos State. Every day, I'm always on khaki because I believe that project can be a reality. I entered any organization because I felt, and it was actually a leverage. Once the security says that you're a core member, they just give you access. I want to see the MD. Yes, they actually gave me access. I got a lot of denial, but I was prepared. I had my proposals on ground. I had a speech in my mind. If you ask me about my project, I have something I have to say. Like I've registered this, I've memorized it on my head. I know what to say. So when I went for this program, I really said whatever I wanted to say, blah, blah, blah. After the program, I realized that apart from people coming around, there is this one gentle young man that people are also running to. Fortunately for me and my sister, this guy was actually the one that sponsored the Arole's program. I quickly ran to him, sir. I am actually carrying out a community project in Lagos. I'm a core member, blah, 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 blah. He said, wow, I love that. I love that. This is my card, take this, and send a mail. Immediately I got home, I sent the mail. Of course, I've been sending to different organizations. It's not a new thing. I just had to edit it, send everything to him. He was like, okay, we have a meeting at this time, blah, 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 blah. It was this, I had a lot of people I sent proposals, but this was my major sponsor. Someone I just met in a gathering. Why? Because this is what it means when you have opportunity, but you are prepared for that opportunity. When I sent the mail, he asked me to come to his office. I went to his office. He said, with this project, don't worry, TVC is coming, LTV will be coming. I will call Ashiri, the comedian is coming. Otolu, like the major people that came for the event was from this man, and I got him. It's just a gathering. Why? Because I was prepared. When opportunity meets preparation, it becomes a success. So this applies to your skill set. Okay, I'll also say this about my skill. Of course, I'm a graphic designer. Then I launched into photography and then motion graphics. There was a point that I work as a freelancer, and then I actually chatted somebody up because a friend of mine was like, okay, call this person in case you might want to work in an organization. And then I called him and was like, okay, this. And I was like, okay, you might not be the best, but I'm impressed with what I saw. I've seen in you. I have my portfolio, my Instagram as a portfolio is there. That's what, when we talk about social footprint, is there. I have my portfolio, I have this and that. I was ready to defend myself. And then, so when opportunity comes, I just launch. Hello.
Hello, ma. We can hear you, but we can no longer see your screen.
Okay, so let me just go back to the screen. Let me share again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, why acquire a skill? When you have the skill sets, when you are prepared, when you are determined for success, when opportunity comes, you will not be found wanting. From the book of Hebrews chapter 22 verse 29, if someone, Proverbs, sorry, if someone can actually read, because this is actually a short setting, so let's see that it's very biblical. Proverbs 22 verse 29. So
Proverbs 22, verse 29. Seest
okay.
thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before me, men.
Yeah, so it's highly scriptural. When you are skilled, you are ready. When opportunity comes, everything just becomes it looks easy. It becomes, all your dreams becomes a reality. If you are not prepared for success, that means you are preparing to fail. So I advise every core member here, even if you, of course, I would advise you to do a community project. There are a whole lot of opportunities. You get to meet new people. You become more confident. You be happy. There is this self-fulfillment you derive from it. You feel like, wow, you are helping people. Whether anybody is going to compensate you or not, you just feel a level of relaxation, of fulfillment. That is the right word. And then one way or the other, you get connected with people to acquire a skill. If you want to become a tailor, don't be a local tailor, become an international tailor. Learn your skill in such a way that if you peradventure at or just by chance get the contacts of the president of Nigeria today, whoever will become the president, if he should just give you the opportunity to sew a shirt, just a shirt for him, you would sew the shirt and you will be wowed. And I tell you, if you can be wowed with that presentation, it will launch you into a world of possibilities. So just get prepared. You want to learn how to make a shoe, how to make shoes. Make sure your shoe is premium. So when you need to learn, make sure you are learning from the best. Don't just learn from the best, because you can learn from the best and be too familiar with them. Learn from the best with a curious mind, because you will not always be a learner. If you were truly a learner, at some point you would teach other people. If you want to be, I have a friend who is she's a barber. She's actually learning to become a female, and that was not what she studied in school, but she just had this passion for it. After so many years of, can you imagine a female barber doing so well than other male? Like, now it's the men's world. There is this uniqueness, and there's this leverage you actually achieve from that. Let me also give myself as an example. It is rare for you to see a female graphic designer, let's say maybe 4 years from now, but now they are now encouraging females to be into the tech world. I think I started fully when I was in 300 level, so I've been doing it for some while now. Thank God for Bro. He actually encouraged me. I have to say, this year it was a video. It was like, Sister Eunice, what do you want to learn? I was like, before I actually gain admission, I was learning graphic design, and it's something I like. Okay, bro, praise your president when you're in 100 level. He is back for his masters. He is a good graphic designer. Go and learn from him. And I picked that. I started learning. It was a journey. At some point, I never knew I was going to travel out of the country so soon. When he told me he was traveling, I was like, sir, please give me all your files. I went to his house, collected all his files, continued the journey. And from there, I started doing whatsoever. Even if my designs were not good then, I kept on pushing. At some point, I learned online. I did this, I did. At some point, I was like, let me move to the next step. I started photography, moved to motion graphics, video editing. Everything is still aligned to the art, to the media world. So make sure your skill set is progressive. It's progressive. And then, so when people ask me, what is your work experience? I will tell them, while I was still in school, I was an intern at an ad agency. I was an intern at a radio station. After that, after graduation, I still work in an ad agency. The first job I got after service, we were two people that were interviewed, and then the HR was lambasting the other guy beside me. Of course, the guy was taller. This me, I have this very small stature. So it was just like, what kind of CV is this? So haphazard, it's so scattered. How can you be a marketer and then you study geography? What kind of CV is this? Please go. I'm very sure this was what happened. You had to let him go, but at some point he tried to make it subtle, so it shouldn't be insulting. So the guy went, and then I did my interview. He was like, "Wow, I love your CV. You did an internship in the radio station, ad agency. Wow, a media house. Wow, you did this, you did that. You're a graphic designer. Let me see your portfolio." I showed him my portfolios. I was prepared for it. Okay, you can check my Instagram page. At some point, we were just gisting. Oh, you're a twins. Yes, I gave birth to twins. I did give him an impression that I might not be the best. The funny thing was, who knows if the guy was better than me? But I was deliberate about the progression of my career and the skill set acquired. Can you imagine if I said I'm a media person, and after 2 years and I'll say, okay, I want to go and learn tailoring, I want to go and learn hairdressing. Like, sister, how is that related? So what are the skills you've acquired over the years? So that's what you should be asking yourself. What skill do I want to sharpen this skill? Do I want to become better in this? Or okay, I don't want this. I want to start afresh. So when you're starting, then you have to build it. It's like building a house. You are building years of experience. There's a way it gives confidence. There's a way it makes you look like a professional. And at some point, as you keep moving, you actually become that professional. That's good in your career. So let's talk about statistics. In today's world, this stark reality is that university graduate job competition and unemployment are becoming tougher. So let me be realistic. Some people will say that come to Lagos, there are jobs in Lagos. My brother, if you come to Lagos and you have nothing to offer, you won't get that job. That's just the truth. Because after you started the interview, then they will ask you, what can you offer? In this organization, this is the problem we are facing. Can you solve our problem? If you can't solve the problem, that might be the end of your interview stage. I've attended interviews like that, so I won't say that I'm the best. Or I've gone for interviews that they gave me a test, and I knew myself that I failed. When I called my family, I was like, I can't pass this test because I've not really gotten to this level, and I had to just pause work for that moment, and I had to start harnessing. I had to start building myself in that area. I realized that as a graphic designer, it's to get to a point that you have to be a motion graphic designer. That's just what the industry is for us as media personnel. If you truly want to grow, you don't just want to be just a graphic designer. You need a touch of motion graphics. There's a way when somebody tells I'm a motion, they just wow, yeah, so you just After Effects. Yes, they start seeing like a god. I'm like, no, I can't settle for less. If I keep on doing this for years and I remain in this position, they can easily just lay me off and another person can just do the same thing I'm doing or do it better. It's better I leave now, go and gather more experience, become better, then go back to another organization and dish out value. And that is how things are. If you have nothing to offer, I went for one other interview. The role was for a graphic designer. I was so shocked that when I got there, they opened an After Effects software for me. I was like, what's happening? I tried to explain to the person that I'm actually a graphic designer. That was the role I applied for. They said, yes, if you are a graphic designer, you must work as a graphic designer and a motion graphic designer. Then I knew that I have to up my game. I just knew I had failed that interview. I don't even need them to send a mail to me. I knew that was just the end. And so from there, I just had to call my guys that are doing motion graphics. See, I want to learn. I quickly signed up for an academy. And few weeks after that, I can boldly say I'm a motion graphic designer. Like right now, I can tell you that I'm a motion graphic designer. I might not be the best motion graphic designer because I'm a work in progress, but I'm not where I was last year. So that same place where you probably were not employed few months or 1 year ago, once you upskill yourself, you'll be employed. They'll even be begging you. So apart from working in a corporate organization, I've worked as a freelancer. So there are some times that you'll not even see jobs, or probably you are just tired of the office setting. At some point, I got tired of going to the office in the morning and coming back late in the night, and I was just so tired of it. I want to become a freelancer. I realized that it was not a bad idea because I earned almost because I have to be sincere with you. I earned almost the amount I would get in a month from when I was working at ad agency. So it was when I calculated it, I'm not sure it was up to it, but it was 90% towards that exact amount. And when I was working in an ad agency, you have to go in the morning, get back in the night, do this, do that, do this, and then so many jobs coming at the same time. But when I was at home working as a freelancer, there are days I just sleep, some days I just watch tutorials. I'm good, I'm working. When I sleep, I wake up and I wake up, I continue with the job, and I'm still earning fine. When I'm sleeping, a lot comes because sometimes I work for people outside the country, so the time rate might be different. By the time I wake up, a lot don't come, oh, a lot you. And then another one, some people will even beg you, please now collect this money from me. Before people can beg you to be paid, that means you're offering value. And then you don't have to be the best. I've always said this, you are a work in progress, but at every stage you are, make sure you can deliver value. Please, want to do it at this point? No, you will be the person to tell them, I'm not doing it for this price. Okay, because you are the one, let me collect this amount. Can you imagine, like someone is begging you to collect money from you? That's the reality of a person with value. So don't underestimate yourself. You're a woman, yes. There are a whole lot of potential. In fact, you have more opportunities. Let me say this. When I started the motion graphics career, and then when I was in the academy, I was the only female. So there is always this, the only female in Amisa, and I always like, it actually feels good. And then there was this offer that just came up. They were like, they're looking for a female graphics designer. How many females do we have? You're the only one. So opportunities just jump at you at a platter of gold because you're a female. So I would encourage females to just upskill yourself too. There are a whole lot you can do. So you don't have to, you don't have to look for jobs and be tired of your life. Just go and learn a skill. If jobs are not coming, go and upskill yourself. At some point, people will actually pay for the value. So from this, he said, unfortunately, government response to the unemployment problem is inadequate. See, don't even wait for any government. You have to sit down and think about your life. Sit down and think about your life, because it is in that value you are offering that you can penetrate into different sectors. With God's grace, you can change people's life. But if you are just inside your house praying in tongues all day long, nobody knows you, you are not online. Like the former speaker said, nobody knows you. So what are you offering? You're just speaking in tongues to yourself. So you should, this having a skill is a platform for you. Like you harness this skill such that people are even begging to learn from you. Once you've taught them, you can then preach the gospel to them. Right now, I'm actually offering a free course alongside some other professionals. These guys are really good. So we have 4 facilitators, and then there's a free training coming up. I would advise you to sign in. If you don't have even if you're a graphic designer, you will see me say that I'm actually organizing the training. I would learn one thing or the other from these graphic designers, apart from whatsoever I'll be teaching. And that is the mindset of a learner. Somebody who wants to become better. You have to, the day you stop learning, then you stop being good. The day you stop being better is the day you stop being good. In whatsoever sphere you find yourself. So I would advise you to actually sign up for this free training, because the truth is nothing about graphic design is free, but because it's good to give to the society. So giving back to your society is not limited to personal community projects. It's about just making people learn that learning a skill that should bring money to the table is very essential. And not just telling them, teaching them how to the technical know-how. And that's what we'll be teaching you in this training. I might probably share the link on the page, and all you just need to do is follow these facilitators online and then sign up for the course. Be serious, have a laptop, and then you might kickstart a career in this training. I hope that will help us. So let's quickly move to Book of Acts chapter 18 verse 3. If someone can read, or if I can open then read that part to you. Book of Acts chapter 18. Bro Wale, are you there?
Yes, verse what?
18 verse 3.
And because he was of the same craft, he abode with them and wrought, for by their occupation they were tent makers.
Yeah, so this was, they were referring to Apostle Paul. He was a pastor, he preached the gospel, but this guy had something doing. He was a tent maker. There is a way you can actually interact with, there is, like in the tech world, or for graphic designers, they call us creatives. There's a way when you are talking to a fellow designer, there's a way you just bound as a family. You just want to be together. You are talking about softwares. How were you able to achieve this on Photoshop? And then this guy is not just a graphic designer, he's also into motion graphics. When you upload something on your site, you just understand what every layman will not understand. There's a way you guys just bond together. And that was what happened to Apostle Paul here. He was a tent maker, and then he just stayed with them. And do you think he was going to just stay with these guys? No, I know Apostle Paul. After some time, he will start penetrating into their soul with the word of God. And so that is the leverage we have as believers that are skillful. When you open your mouth and people see you talking, they'll be like, wow, this person is intelligent. So after they've seen the intelligent part of you, and you already bound together, at some point they might feel free with you to share their burdens. And then from there, with the help of the Holy Spirit, start preaching the gospel to them. And one way or the other, you've won them to Christ. So Paul was a tent maker, and he stayed with them. So you don't have to be jobless and stay at home and be wallowing in the joblessness of Nigeria. Start from somewhere. The truth is, it will not be easy. The journey is rough, but you just have to do something. After a while, things will start getting better. So what are the top skills you can learn in 2022? So sorry, bro Adewale, how many minutes do I have?
Hello?
Hello. So how many minutes do I have?
I think you have like 4 minutes more.
Okay, fine. Okay, so what are the top skills you can learn in 2022? Of course, there are other skills you can learn, but I would tell you that these skills are good. And I'm not putting you into a box. You have to think outside the box. Think about what you can do seamlessly and pick some of these skills. It doesn't have to be these skills, but I'm just telling you from experience that these skills are high paying. I can bet you. And one of them is video editing. Video editing is a skill that is not saturated. It's not like graphic design. I have to be sincere. Graphic designers are everywhere. And then some people will even downside the fact that, oh, I can do it on Canva. So you get that kind of thing. But if you're a video editor, and those were some of the reasons, I have to be sincere with you, I have to upskill myself. I can't just be a graphic designer. I realized that anybody can be a graphic designer. If you're an entrepreneur and you own a business, you can handle your social media yourself. All you need is just some few tutorials, and if you can attend this training, you might probably not need a graphic designer for your business anymore. Then I realized that, babe, you have to upgrade. Then I moved into photography. Photography is also very lucrative. I have to tell you that video editing is sweet. It's quite difficult to get nice videos, top notch, industry standard. But if you can go through the pain of learning video editing with the industry standard, don't learn it with just phone, just merging pictures together. Nobody will pay you for that. People pay for value, and people beg to pay for value. Yeah, I don't know if you've been in that situation where people are begging, please now collect. I don't want to mention any price. Collect this amount. In fact, I'm not doing your job. Please do this job. You know, you are the only one that can do it. That is the case of graphic design, our motion graphic designers and video editing. Let me give you an instance of a mentor I have currently. He worked on a project and then he was paid 600,000 naira. If this one is not perfect, somebody I know, somebody I'm learning from, and he did this job. He told them when we asked him, he did it in less than a week. And then somebody will be in the office working from morning to night, and you are collecting peanuts, 50k, so 100k, 150k, and this guy, of course, it will not be it. He was able to achieve that because he was consistent. I actually checked his Instagram page and I knew that he had started from okay, he even started as a graphic designer, but he was consistent with what he was doing, and he was even teaching people. And these are another skill you can one way you can actually earn money. Once you've learned the skill, you can also teach people. Okay, because of our time, UI UX is actually good. It's UI user interface, all of those mobile apps that people create, UI UX designers create them, web design, the interface. So when there is also coding. When the tech guys code it, these are the people that bring creative visuals to you on your website, on your mobile application. And I have to tell you, I have friends, when you have people that are actually skillful, you know them, they're always around you. I know photographers that earn money, weddings, they always do weddings in Lagos, people that they pay 200, 300 on weekends, chap money. No be blood money, no be, and it's still in this Lagos. Even if you are in Ibadan, if you are good with your skill, people will always call you. I know them when they even do the invoice, I see it. Code people that code tech guys, they collect cool money, cool cash. If you can learn the skill, you earn well. And UI UX, these are interface people that use Figma, they use UXD softwares. They pay them cool cash. I have friends that are working as freelancers. I have people that work in organization and they are paying them well. Graphic design is also there. As much as graphic design has been downpaid, has been bastardized with Canva and all that, and people will just be doing crazy designs. I still know people that work in advert agencies and they are paying them cool money. Is about what the former speaker facilitator was talking about the fact that leave a footprint that people will know that no, this is the person that can achieve this. So that's it for graphic design. If you are so good, they will pay you much for these jobs. Digital marketing, we are in a social world. Every business is on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. So they need somebody to push their brand to the face of people. Apart from graphic design, there are some ads that just pop everywhere you go to. You shall start seeing their advert. These are works of digital marketers, people that handle social media pages. Just pick one of these skills, brothers and sisters. I assure you, forget about job hunting. Just be valuable. Just be valuable. People will come around you. Okay, let me also give a quick testimony. I recently did I was a facilitator for a program at Avestas. Avesta is actually a quite big church in Lagos, and funny enough, they have a skill acquisition department, and it's actually a big brand, a big organization. And one way or the other, I don't even know they actually exist. And then one of my colleagues, that's why it's good to be in a community of people that do what you do. Ask friends, is there a social media group for barbers? Go there. That's social networking. Stop people's number. Be nice to people. So this guy, I met him in one of the graphic design page, and because I comment sometimes and then I interact with him, it was like he was a facilitator one time, but because this guy is very good though, like I have to be, I'm learning from him. He just called me, was like they called him that he should come and facilitate the time, and I was the person that came to his mind. I was like, are you serious? He said, I'm serious. I was even like, I'm not sure. He said, Eunice, you can do it. Look at the things you do, the trainings you do, even from your status, all of these things, they matter. People are watching you. That's the conclusion of what I'm trying to say. Be deliberate about what you post on your WhatsApp. Don't just upload anything. Upload things around what you do. Educate people about your career path, or your, oh sorry, not Instagram, or even on your Instagram. As a graphic, sometimes I do those things deliberately. I look for codes around branding. I look for pictures that relate around graphic design, motion graphics, so that in case you have forgotten, I'm giving you a subtle reminder. I'm a graphic designer. Sometimes I just teach people, and it's just casual. And so people watch. Sometimes I upload my jobs. Sometimes people critique top graphics. Some people will say like, "Wow, how did you achieve this?" Then you help them, and one way or the other, you're already building yourself as a professional in that field. And so when opportunity comes, the first person that comes to the mind of those people will be you. I'm a life testimony. This is just the beginning. I believe that God will do more. So I'm also, this is like a life hack to you. Be deliberate about your social. Don't just be posting anything. Post what will edify people, godly things, and things related to what you are doing. So that when people watch your start, when they look at your status, there is something to learn from whatsoever you are dishing out online. And then even when recruiters want you, once they check your Instagram, they notice that this person is actually deliberate about his or her life. This person can be of use to our organization. And through that, you're also upgrading your CV. I believe in one or two ways I've been able to motivate you or encourage you to learning a skill. I tell you, if you can learn a skill, one day you become a professional, and then you will be financially free. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma, for that presentation.